Okay, but then I come to then what is the nature of reality? So what we see, is this real? Can we trust that? Okay, so that's what I start the discussion with. The what is it observer based? If the quantum physics में बहुत there are a lot of people talking about that the reality is really observer based. So I mean it's very hard. It's a tough pill to swallow because you say, okay, well I see whatever I see, everybody else sees, right? But the quantum physics says no. You see what you see, you see what you see, and I see what I see. Everybody sees their own. It's observer based. It's not an absolute reality. So it's coming from a science. So what's the nature of the science? So then I start talking about making sense of senses. What you're sensing, how do you make sense out of it? So I get into the various different other life forms like cockroaches. They all, the bats, they all have different mechanisms of sensing the world. Now, whatever way they are sensing, are we sensing the same way? Whatever the world that they see, do we see the same world? Is the reality same? So that's a question, and I'm looking at this whole thing. Bees and all sorts of things I get into there. And then I start looking into the depth, at the depth level. So, mind-based abstract reality, which is the reality of the quantum physics. And I describe that how strange that reality is. Saying mathematical creatures living in the depth of emptiness. Okay, so that's how I'm getting that. And this actually is getting to a concept of there is a wave function that comes out of the mathematics of quantum physics. Where does that reside, and how does that convert into a physical being? So I'm describing how strange that is. I mean, Yuseki thinks what I see is what I should believe in, right? But that damn thing is so strange, so weird. And it's true. It's a fact. It's a science describes it. It's so strange that you will, once you try to understand that, you will see, my God, is this the nature of reality? I thought the nature of reality is this. This is my father, this is my mother, this is my this is my that. But look at this guy. It doesn't care about any of that. It's got a whole different rules that it's playing by. It is not, you're one person, right? Standing, I'm looking at you. I can locate you through position in space and time. But a wave function called Vern cannot be located within space and time. It could be in two places at the same time. And it's a fact. It's a science fact. It's not like something that I'm making up. Okay, the science is getting there to the point that you could be all over. Okay, so it's a very interesting discussion on that. And what's the deeper reality? Deeper sense of reality. Then I say that what is you got the mind. It turns out that the mind depends on an entity called self. Without self, there is no mind. So now you have the computational nature of the universe. You have the nature of mind. And the mind is not possible without self. So self has to arise. The self depends on consciousness. You're conscious of yourself. You're more than the whole. You're rising out of the whole, everything, right? So you're conscious of it. So that's your rise of self. So I describe that, starting with conscious or unconscious. Okay? So then I describe the conscious self there. Interesting discussion of science and mostly scientific way. And here, a lot of the experience of samadhi, meditation, they are right at the middle of being conscious and unconscious. They get so intoxicated that they don't know who they are. They are aware of it, but they've lost all their self. Okay, so a lot of those, discussions or experiences are like what that quantum entity I was describing before. right? The thing that was a mathematical created in the depth of emptiness. So those what that is versus what these guys are describing now, they're matching. I mean, their properties are matching. I mean, it's surprising to me, for example, here I am coming from all the way from science side, and here these guys are sitting out there, did nothing, no science, nothing, but they match. Kabir matches. Exactly what Kabir says versus that entity says, they match. 100% match.